Yo, welcome to season 2, episode 1 of In the Huddle with KdogEditz. I'm joined here by the one and only, the GOAT, Christian Moore, aka ItsWavyVisuals. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This pollen got me kind of messed up, so I'm not feeling too good, but we gonna get through this, all right?
Oh yeah,
Season 2 is going to be a lot different, folks. So you're in for a great ride. I know you see how long these episodes is going to be. This season they're an hour plus. This season right here is going to be based on more about great conversations, getting to know people better instead of how last season went. Also, comment down below if you love how rated 10 out of 10 how you liked it season 1. So let me know about that so we can know how to improve. Also, one more thing I'm gonna let you know is Wavy Visuals is also going to be my co-host for Brother Talk, season 2 of Brother Talk. I kind of just asked him the question today, and he was like, "Yeah, heck yeah." So Brother Talk will start up around in about middle of March. Okay, so y'all just stay tuned. Make sure you follow up on my Twitter and Instagram, and I will let y'all know when the official date of Brother Talk is gonna come. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let It's Wavy Visuals kind of introduce itself, kind of give us a background of how all this started.
yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on this show. It's a
Yes,
true honor. So what's up, everybody? My name is Christian Moore. I go by Wavy Visuals. I started my business loosely around 2020. Um, obviously, I give all the thanks and glory for all the accomplishments that I've had to God, but I also want to give a big shout out to my little brother Connor Moore because he was the true reason why I even started doing this. So it started around 2020. He was playing AAU basketball, and I had a camera at the time, just kind of laying around, and I was like, well, I might as well use it. So I started
Well,
doing,
what camera did you have? What camera did you have back then?
yeah. So I started off with a Canon T6i. It was the cheapest one I could find with like the whole, it had,
The whole
yeah,
packet.
the whole packet, all of
Oh,
it. The cheapest one I could find on Amazon. So I started with that one, and since then I've upgraded to Canon R50. Upgraded my lenses. I'm still upgrading my lenses to this day. So yeah, that's what I started with. So if anybody wants to get started, that I would say is a good camera to start with, but don't stick with that for multiple years.
well, the Canon T6i. I had a Canon T6i, and
Really?
when I first, it was horrible.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I upgraded.
yeah. No, you can definitely
I
go
kind
back.
of upgraded now.
Yeah, you can definitely go back and see how my pictures have changed. If you go down to the bottom of my
Yeah.
Instagram, they were trash. Good at the time, I
I think
guess.
that's kind of how it always is. Like when it first start, I'm
Yeah,
not. They're not horrible. They get you by what you need to do.
yeah,
Um, it's definitely not the best quality.
yeah. Well, I'll say when I,
But if you're in some good daylight,
yeah,
then you may be okay.
oh yeah. Well, I'll say when I started, I wasn't doing any editing to my pictures. I was literally just taking them, deleting out the blurry ones, and just sending them out raw. Um, which is not what you should be doing. And I see a lot of
No,
photographers
not at
start
all.
off doing that. Um, but yeah, don't stick to that pattern.
Like I started. Okay, so I was doing track last year,
Mm,
and I had what did I have? I didn't have. Yeah, I didn't have the T6. I had a T. Yeah, like I said, I had a T6i, and I don't know. It was like it's a big difference from what I got now.
yeah,
Um, so like when I was had the Canon T6i, my pictures it wasn't that horrible, but you could definitely see how much grain was in my photos. I mean, I was trying everything to try to get that out. I was like, like in Lightroom they got these little AI that's talking about grain remover, and it just makes everybody look so fake and everything.
yeah,
That's one definitely thing about like kind of getting started. You gonna have the Canon T6i, you just gotta have a good lens to rock with it.
yeah. It's all about the lenses. The body is not as important as the lens, and
No,
knowing your settings.
Also, like I can definitely tell. I mean, the body does count, but it don't count as much as the lens. Like when I upgraded to the Canon SL3,
Mhm.
it was a big difference because I still use one of my lenses. It's like a far lens, but I rarely use that anymore because I got a new lens now. But you could definitely tell the difference in the grain
Mhm.
that's in the photos with the new body that I got. So it's a big difference with the body and the lens. If you got a bad body and a good lens, you'll be okay. But if you got a bad body and a bad lens,
Yeah, you're done.
I don't even think you charged to that point.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
Oh no, I don't think you charged to that point.
when I first started, I wasn't charging anybody anything. Like I was doing it all for free, um, pretty much because I was at my brother's games. I already had to be there, so
Yeah,
or I didn't have to be there, but I was there for him already. So I figured, I might as well just start doing some of his teammates just to kind of share the wealth a little bit and build my brand up, build my trust with people. Because I was
yeah,
just getting started. Nobody knew me. All they knew me as was Connor's brother. So I wasn't
yeah.
even,
Connor's brother.
yeah,
I didn't even figure out that Christian was Connor's brother until senior night
yeah,
of last year, and I was like, "Oh, that's Connor's brother."
yeah,
And then I asked him, I was like, "Is you Connor's brother?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, it makes sense now.
yeah, yeah.
It makes sense now why he was always here."
That's why I was always at the home and away games for all the Cape Fear
Yeah.
basketball games.
Now, never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say no more because I don't want none of my coaches to be watching this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I say.
Cut that.
Even though I love all my teams. I love every single one of them. We had a great season this season. Um, what happened is what happened. We just gonna put it like that. What happened is what
It
happened.
was a rebuilding year. It happens.
A rebuilding year. It happens. Everything, like I said, it was a great season.
Yeah,
But it was a rebuilding year. So yeah,
yeah, for
I
sure.
definitely say that. So how did you get? How did you actually get the name Wavy Visuals?
I don't really have like a full story of how I got the name. Basically, so I started off as just ItsWavyCam, which was my personal account on Instagram, and of course the Cam is my initials, and then the Wavy just kind of came from wanting to create my own waves, my own way of doing things, my own trends, not trying to ride other people's waves, but do it myself, which is kind of how I've been all my life. Um, and I put that together before I even started taking pictures. Like
Oh,
back
okay.
then, I was actually wanting to get a career going in music before I even did any photography or videography. So
Yeah, there's actually and you have some songs that's posted out, right?
yeah, but I've deleted them since then. They're not that good.
You, oh, so you took them off Apple Music?
Yeah, I did, but eventually
Ah,
I do want to get kind of back into it because that's always been my passion is music. Um,
they weren't that bad. I have listened to one of them. I actually have. They're
I,
not that
I
bad.
appreciate that. I appreciate it.
They're not that bad than what he's saying. They ain't like nothing like Dr. Dre. It ain't nothing like that.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
like that. But
yeah,
if you want to listen to, it, I mean, you can vibe to it.
yeah.
Um,
If any,
I just didn't know you took them
if
down.
anybody wants to hear it, I'll send them to them personally. Personally, they're all private right now, so uh, you can't find them, but I'll send them to you
So if you wanna,
personally.
yeah, if you wanna listen to him, DM him.
Yeah,
His Instagram handle will be in the description. So just DM him if you wanna listen to a little snippet of it.
yeah, for sure.
It ain't. It's not bad, y'all. I promise you, it's not bad. It's something that you can vibe to.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that you took them down because you felt like they wasn't that good,
Well,
but I don't know.
I'm a huge critic of myself. Even with
Yeah,
my
me too.
photography, after every single one of my shoots, I'm like, this is trash. But obviously, other people don't think so. But I'm always gonna be my biggest critic. I'm a perfectionist. That's why it kind of takes
Yeah.
me so long to get content out. But I'm trying to get better at that.
But yeah, I'm the same way. Like at the track, and see, like I only take photos for like track or like private parties. I don't do stuff because I'm with soccer and then I'm with basketball, and then like this is the spring is really like my only free time to actually like take photos. So I do track, and when I do track, like I did track last year, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was better with the daylight. They didn't look as bad with the daylight, but if you ain't got like I was rocking, I think like my f stop was like 4.5,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that was like that was horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible. And I had got like the cheapest lens that you can like think of.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like the long little I don't know what is it like the 50 to 300 something like that.
So my longest lens is a 70 to 200. That's what I use most of the
Yeah.
time.
Explain because I know how you got that one. So explain to them how you end up getting that lens.
Yeah. So I started doing football. I don't even know what year it was, but Landon Sargent had asked me to come out to one of the football games, and so I did it for him. And then, I was like, I need a better lens than just one that only goes to, I don't even know what my lens was going to at the time, 18 to 55 or something. So
Ooh,
I was not
that's a starter kit right there.
exactly, yeah. So I knew I had to upgrade my lens. I was looking up, what lens to get. Everybody was saying 70 to 200. So I went on Canon and I saw that it was about, I can't remember what it was, $3,000 to $4,000. I was like, I don't have that money. I'm not even
Mm.
charging for pictures. So I kept looking, and I found a Japanese website. Didn't have any English on the site, but I could tell that the price was like $600 to $700, something like that. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm just going to take a chance on it. And, if I get scammed, I get scammed. And I took a chance, and that's how I got that camera lens. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
been
need you to send
working.
me over that Japanese website.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Actually,
Cause I may have to take a chance.
I'm actually going to be selling that lens and
Oh,
upgrading to
oh,
the same exact lens, but a different f stop. Because,
oh, you can always just sell that to me.
yeah, for sure.
You know. Oh yeah, you can sell that to me. I buy it right off of you too.
Man, I won't charge you that
Um,
much. I'll give you a discount.
okay, see, that's fine. See, right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody else gonna get that lens but me. I already know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's right.
So definitely let
Locked
me
in.
know. Let me know. Let me know
Absolutely.
because I can have cash for you
Absolutely.
for that lens right there. Let me tell you something. Like, so the first time that I ever really met him or like had any type of interaction, I don't know. It was I think it was basketball season maybe.
Yep, it was basketball season,
It
and
was.
it was at Douglasburg
I
High
had
School.
it was at Douglasburg. It was at Douglasburg. Yep.
Yeah, you
Yep.
came up to me. I remember I'd never seen you in my life.
Mm-mm.
Um, you were with some other girl. I can't remember what her name was, but you came up to me with her, and you were like, "Hey, I was in the middle of taking pictures. It was the second half of the girls' game,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you asked if I could send you some of the pictures, and I was like,
Yeah.
who's this asking me for pictures?"
Uh,
I was like, all right. So I sent you a couple pictures. Then I saw you again at the K Fear game. I was like, okay, so he must go to school at K Fear, so uh,
yeah.
he must be trying to do something. And so then
Yeah.
we kind of kept running into each
Going
other.
back and forth.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
but
And then I had brought my little cheap camera over at the time.
yeah,
I was like, "Can you fix this up?"
yeah,
And
yeah,
he had fixed it up. And then I went right there and I missed it right on up. Like, and
hey,
he put like the live view on for me, and he had explained all this stuff to me, and it wasn't working out for me like I wanted it to work. And then I went here, I pressed one button, and it was just gone.
yeah.
I didn't know what else to do.
I will say
And
the
then
camera that you brought to me was one I've never used before, and I was just trying to get it as close to what my settings are, but some of them were like, I didn't even know how to take a picture with it. So you were already doing
yeah,
better
it was
than me on that.
it was horrible. That's why I'm so glad I upgraded.
Yeah,
This camera won't cheap either.
yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so this camera, the whole kit ran me like $750
Yeah,
ish.
I mean,
But
that's
that's just because I mean I didn't need nothing too crazy because I'm not like Wavy or like Anthony. I'm not
yeah,
like none of them. That's like like charging or I'm not out there for all three seasons of sports.
right.
So I don't need nothing crazy. I just need something that like if track season come around, I know it's good enough. I go out there, take photos for some people, do some, kind of have fun with it.
Yeah,
Cause spring is really my off season. It's really the time that I'm not doing a whole bunch. But if you know me, like if y'all know me, y'all know I stay at the school, half of the week.
yeah,
Like last basketball season, I was there 7 days a week,
yeah,
Monday through Sunday. And I mean, you get tired after be there Monday through Sunday. Yeah, best ball practice on Monday. Game on Tuesday. Best ball practice on Wednesday. Best ball practice on Thursday. Game on Friday. Then you
yeah,
gotta go watch somebody else play a basketball game on Saturday, or you got a jamboree. Then here comes Sunday. You going back out again to go do something with the team. So I stay at the school. So when I have time to do anything.
yeah, exactly.
And then this is kind of how he started helping me out, as far as the photos and stuff like that, because I'm a graphic designer, and so I had time to do that because I was making money off of it,
Right.
which I still am. And then he started helping me out on that, and then he was sending me photos that was taking the ease off of me. Um, and then this season right here, it was kind of hectic for me to do anything because I had got asked to be the announcer for Cape Fear for basketball and soccer.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then so that kind of took a lot of my time. That took a lot of my time out as far as announcing. And I mean, still in the spring, I still announce. So the days that I don't, like the days that soccer's away, if it's on a Wednesday, then I go to track.
Right.
And then I make some money off of track. And then I come back. It's kind of like it's like a non-stop thing. You gotta get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like, Wavy don't charge that much. Kind of tell them, have your prices went up or went down over the years?
Well, they've definitely went up. Which some people might say I charge too much. I think I charge a fair price for what I'm doing. Like I said, when I started, I was doing it all for free. I was just trying to get my name out there, trying to build trust with people, and just kind of giving back to them, for them even showing me any interest. But now, I've got to make a living out of this. I can't just, I'm taking my time now because I'm not just going to my brother's games anymore. Now I'm going to everybody else's games, and I don't have to be, but I want to for them. But I also have to have something in return for myself too. But usually,
like I said, he taking photos and doing mixtapes at the same time.
Yeah, for multiple people, for every game. Like, during football season, I think I was making where I'd have like 6 or 7 people ask me for pictures, and then a couple of them asked me for pictures and a video. So I was doing all these things. I'm constantly switching my camera from portrait to horizontal just to kind of do video and then the pictures, trying to get every angle, and it's tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough.
It's really tough. It's really, and like, so senior night for football, it was the most funniest thing ever.
Oh,
so I'm out there, and I got this horrible lens, right? It is dark.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, these people done paid me already. Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. So Wavy talking about something. He's talking about some. I just take the photos, man. Then you just send them to them. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I said, we not gonna do that. And he was like, no. He said you just keep it. And I was like, I ain't finna play you like that. So then here I go. I go up there with my little crappy lens, and I'm in there just just with these photos. And I'm listening to my camera go, and I'm listening to him and Ant's camera go, and then there's just like, and mine's like,
yeah.
And my camera just going so slow trying to take them photos, and these people was walking fast too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how many people y'all got? They was like, I was like, how many people did you have? You had like, what was it, 3, 6, something like that?
Yeah.
That night? But you had like cheerleaders and football players.
Yeah, but I was doing everybody just in case, they hit me up and said they wanted some. So.
And then he was doing like 2 people that night.
Yeah.
And so we don't see him a lot no more because he just had a baby.
Yeah, congratulations,
Arlo.
Anthony.
Yeah, I know, right? Arlo.
Yeah.
Arlo is funny. Arlo's funny because when it snowed, Arlo was like, I don't want to be out here.
Yeah.
He was like, babies are hilarious, man. They're when you have a child, I guarantee you that probably be like your most funniest moments. Now, when they get the toddlers, you just you like, dang.
Yeah.
What did I sign myself up to?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think this is why a lot of photographers don't have babies at a young age.
Right.
Because then they start. That kind of mess up your money a little bit.
Yeah. I'm already kind of thinking about when it happens for me. Not that it's happening right now or anything, but no, I'm not making no baby announcement. No, but
okay.
But when it does happen, it's gonna change some things, And if photography has to take a back seat, it's gotta take a back seat. But
yeah, it probably, like I said, that I mean it will.
Yeah.
As we seen with Ant, I mean it took a pretty. I ain't seen him really post anything lately, but I mean you got to take care of your responsibilities before you have fun. I mean, and photography is it's a whole entire legit business and everything. But people have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So having fun with photography is gonna be fun, but once you have a bigger responsibility, you got to take care of that first. Then you can have your fun.
Exactly.
So, like I said, Ant, he did what he did, and so now he's taking care of Arla, And I mean, we don't really see him no more, but I text Zane here and there, and we hear from him here and there.
Yeah.
But Wavy definitely has been the man for this basketball season for me. I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all that it has been so horrible, I'm sitting there like, how am I get some photos? And then Wavy took photos of me, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
He just did them. He just did them randomly. He was like, I took some photos of you. I was like, really? And he
Well,
was
I mean,
like, yeah. And I was
it
like,
kind of started for me because last year, T Blake was doing the announcing,
yeah,
and so he wanted photos from me, so that he could post with Keisha, his mic, and
yeah,
so shout out T Blake. So yeah, I was
yeah,
always taking pictures for him. I was like, let me do it for my boy KDog.
yeah. So it's funny though. Let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know how I got my name. Um, so my aunt, when I was first born, my aunt named me K Dog, and I still ask her to this day, how did you come up with this name? She said, well, she said, I took your first initial, and she said, then I just put the MF and dog to it. She said, KMF and dog. And ever since then, both sides of my family called me K Dog. And I was thinking to myself, like, so I still remember my first ever graphic that I ever posted to anybody. Keep in mind, I was doing graphics for a gospel group. I don't work there anymore. I stopped doing that. That's another story for another day. Y'all can learn that story on Brother Talk.
Yeah.
Y'all can learn that story definitely on Brother Talk about why I stopped.
Plug.
But I had got my name. It was so we had just got done playing 71st last year, and my coach, Coach Graham, he was like, I need somebody to do some graphics, and he didn't know that I knew how to do it. So I mean, keep in mind I was a manager, so I would throw something together. And he was like, "You made that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I made that." And then it just kind of started from there. Then he was like, "You need to find a name for yourself." And I was like, what about K-Dog? And then I do edits. So I said, how about you just put them together and you get KdogEditz? And then I made a logo. And then here we are now.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
then I started in the Huddle. I kind of got in the Huddle. Me and my brother, me and MJ kind of came up with that. Because in the Huddle was based off of football.
Yeah.
Now in the Huddle is just based off of anything now.
Yeah.
It's a podcast that you could come to.
Right.
So like I said, in the Huddle, it like the whole entire KdogEditz brand, it has definitely improved over the last year. So we doing bigger things now, and I don't post a lot on Instagram no more. But I probably will. I'm trying to get a lot of different things new done. Like I said, I just started a new job. I'm working at a church, so I do media marketing for that. And I'm also going to Federal Tech, and then I'm also going to Cape Fear. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And I got it's just a lot.
Trust me, I know.
So you got to definitely find time. You got, like I said, you got to take care of your responsibilities first, then you can have the fun.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's crazy. So wait. When you first, so this is my first question, right? So when you first how did you tell your parents that you was like, I'm going to do this kind of full time, part time?
Well, I mean, it kind of just happened. I don't really remember like telling them per se. Obviously, I started doing it for my brother, so they were excited to see the videos every time I would put one out for Connor, and then so they would be at the games too. So obviously they would see me on the floor, and then it really didn't start becoming a business for me until shout out to Charles Madre from Top End Shoots. He was at one of my brother's games, so I went up, introduced myself, told him I followed him on Instagram, and I liked his work, and so he let me sit with him, and so he kind of did for me what I did, for you and what I've done for other people, as far as like going through my camera, fixing all my settings, and from there it was just like a game changer, and then that was really when I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So that's when I started taking it more serious and more like a business. And yeah, I don't remember really sitting with my parents telling them, but they kind of saw it changing me, after that moment, and they started taking it more serious too for me.
Yeah. So other than Connor, who was kind of like your other clients?
Yeah. So I feel like I've had one main client in every single sport. So for football, it was Landon Sargent. He's over at Campbell doing wrestling. So football and wrestling, it was definitely him who got me out there, was always getting pictures and videos from me. Um, and then for lacrosse was another one of my big sports.
Lacrosse is a big sport at Cape Fear.
It is, yeah. And
It
my
is.
big client from there was definitely Jaden Reed.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that was a little bit before my time.
yeah,
It might have been a little bit before my time.
yeah, definitely Jaden. Also Dylan Ferguson, rest in peace. Um,
Yeah.
he was also one of my big clients. And then for soccer, basketball, and now upcoming golf this season, my big client has been Tyler Evison. So he's definitely
Yeah, Tyler. I swear, he's been like a client every game.
yeah. He
Tyler,
he came
until he
up
got hurt.
he came up to me with this idea of putting together a three sport athlete mix, and so we
Yeah,
started it with soccer. You know, nobody thought that
golf.
you could put together a mix for soccer. We did it. I've got his basketball one coming up next week, hopefully.
Did you do one for golf?
Not yet, but we're doing that
Not
in
yet.
the coming months.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
golf is kind of a hard one.
yeah, I've done golf before just for um, like my job when we had like a sales meeting. We did like a golf
Yeah.
event, and so I like did some pictures for that. But golf is kind of tough, especially for a mix. But we're gonna make it work. You know,
Yeah, I mean that's where the creativity part comes in at.
exactly.
That's one thing that you definitely have to have, especially for a graphic designer like myself. You got to have a lot of creativity when it comes down to stuff like that, because you don't want your stuff looking like other people's.
Yeah,
Um, it's kind of like when I first started, mine it wasn't directed like other people's, but it was similar.
mm-hmm.
Then I started to notice I was like, dang, I said my views are getting up, my followers are getting up. I'm almost at 1,000.
Yeah,
So we're still pressing for 1,000. Hopefully we can get that by June. Hopefully we're sitting at like 915 at this moment.
oh, yeah, you'll get it.
So hopefully we get 1,000 by June, or maybe hopefully sooner than that.
Yeah,
Like I said, I don't know. Instagram tripping a little bit. I thought you had to earn to get a verification badge, but now you can buy it.
yeah, you can buy it. I'm not gonna buy one just because I don't, I don't feel right doing that. I want to earn it. I want to earn everything that I've got. So
Like it's kind of funny. Well, they're on sale because they sent me a notification.
yeah,
They was like, buy your verification mark today, and they're on sale for like $15. I was looking at that like, nah, I want to earn mine. I want to
right,
hit that 10,000, and then unlock the subscriptions and the badges like that. You get at 10,000 followers,
yeah,
and then you work your way up to getting the verification mark.
exactly.
That's kind of how I want to do it. I don't want to buy it, but a lot of people buy it.
Yeah,
Because it kind of makes their account look kind of cool.
it does. Yeah, it definitely
Um,
gives a definitely obviously a verification to it, but definitely a professional look to it.
it's funny though, but I mean, Wavy, I think you could back me up on this. Instagram, between Instagram and maybe TikTok, them are probably gonna be your most ways that you're gonna get views.
Yeah, I've started using Facebook a little bit more, just because a lot of the times the people that are actually paying for my products are parents, and a lot of times
A
they're
little
not.
older,
Yeah, they're not on Instagram. They're on Facebook. So
yes, you
got
gotta.
gotta you gotta know your
But I could definitely
audience.
tell you, doing Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook and Twitter is hard.
Yeah,
Um, it's really hard because I was trying to do that at one time, and I'm like, what do I do?
yeah,
Like, I mean, it's not like it's hard to do, but you want to probably like hook like your Facebook and your Instagram, link them up together.
yeah.
So whatever you post to go on both, then you got to
That's
go
what
on
I
Twitter
do.
by it. So then you got to go on TikTok, and then you got to kind of create like a reel for TikTok,
Right.
and then you kind of do like YouTube. So it's kind of like I'm not saying that it's hard to do,
Yeah.
but it definitely takes a lot of time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It definitely takes a lot of time. But we're gonna be back after this commercial break. And welcome back after the commercial break. I'm still here with Christian Moore, aka Wavy Visuals, and we actually got something funny to kind of show y'all on this next topic. It brings us in our podcast. Is kind of just show them the shirt. Just show them the shirt.
Yeah, most
Um,
people will know
it,
exactly what this means. I wanted to
um,
share this free
so
wavy.
so so th- this is kind of actually kind of funny. This all started over a camera flash, right?
Yep, exactly.
So go ahead and tell the story. Just tell the story.
All right, so this was my brother's sophomore year, I believe, because he was on JV at the time, and we were playing Lumberton High School at Cape Fear, and we were down with like less than 2 minutes left in the game. We were down by like 6 points, I think. So we start fouling, and they start going to the line shooting free throws. And I'm sitting there next to O5 Visionary, and I was like, I gotta intervene. I gotta try to make my mark on the game. I gotta help them out a little bit. And so they start shooting the
Oh, so
free
you was
throws.
cheating?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that you was cheating.
Yeah, this was all planned. I
So
told,
y'all playing this out? But you probably shouldn't say that out loud.
it's all right. I mean,
That
this
you was
is,
cheating. It's all right. It was been a while ago.
yeah. I mean, I've told like Reginald Fields, who was the
Wow.
administrator at the time, or the athletic
Well,
director.
how much was we down by?
We're down like 6, so it
Oh,
was
who was we
it was
playing?
close. Lumberton.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. I would cheat too.
So I set my flash, and I'm sitting on the stage, so I'm like right in his face. And so
Yeah.
um, I take the first flash, and nobody really said anything, but I did see the coach start to like look and like point, talking to the side ref. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it one more time. So he shoots again. I do the flash, and all I hear is a whistle. I'm like, oh, crap. And so I see the ref booking it towards me, and he was like, you got to go. I was like, what are you
No,
talking
you.
about? I'm just taking a picture. I'm a photographer. That's what I do. And they weren't having it, and so they took me off the stage. Like I said, Reggie was there, so he was taking me out. The cops showed up, and
Oh God.
thankfully, O5 took that picture for me. Because like that night, I posted on my Instagram, free wavy with just a regular picture of
Yeah.
myself, and it went crazy. I think I probably got
I
over
guarantee
100 followers that night.
that's the funny thing about it, right? So like, okay, so I hear about this that this happened,
Yeah,
and like at the time I still don't know who he is.
yeah.
I just know that somebody just got kicked out of a game, and I'm like, what they do? And they was like,
First of all,
they would
let me
say,
talk about them refs though, because that whole game they were kicking fans out, they were
no,
kicking
we gonna talk
players
about
out.
rest. We gonna talk about rest because okay, this
Yeah, we'll
let's
get to that.
just
But
we
yeah,
get to that.
I asked O5 for the picture, and at the time, so my manager at work, like my actual job, her mom makes t-shirts. She made this ItsWavyVisuals hoodie for me, so she's kind of been my designer a little bit. And so I sent her the picture. I was like, "How fast can you get this done?" Because I wanted to have it for the next game. So the next game was on a
Yeah.
Tuesday. This was a Friday. So she did it over the weekend. I got it Monday. I put it on and showed up to the game, and everybody loved it. The student section was going crazy. Free wavy, all that stuff.
You better be glad you didn't get like arrested for it.
Yeah, for real. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was a little combative. You know, I've been like that all my life though.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, I guess I could understand. I mean, well, I can completely understand why you did it. I'm just
yeah,
still surprised that they didn't like try to like arrest you, saying about all of this and all of
I
that.
will say this was before I had a media pass, so
Oh, oh,
it's not like they could take away my media pass, but that they could have also
they
told the
banned you.
NCHSAA about it. So
Yeah, they could have told. They could have. Like I said, like now, when you apply for one of them passes, they don't. I mean, they don't really look at your background.
no,
I mean, they do.
yeah,
They do a
but
background check, but it's not. I
yeah,
mean, who gonna bring that up? That you got ejected out of the game and you wasn't even verified, like with a pass.
right. So note to self for all
It's
the
kind of strange.
photographers: don't use your flash during a game. It's not smart.
And that was the first thing that he told me. He was like, "Listen." He was like, "Don't." He said, "Whatever
Yeah,
you do," he said, "Please do not use your flash." He was like, "Cause
just
I got kicked out for that."
just take the dark photos, take the grainy photos. It's all right. You can edit it.
That's all right. Yeah, you be okay with it.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm getting ready to, because do you actually have like a flash, like a attachment flash?
Yeah, I bought one a couple months ago for weddings.
So I need to get one, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing, like, so which one did you get? Because I be seeing so they be running like $300-$400.
No, this one was like $75 on Amazon. I'll have to send you a picture of it because I don't
Okay.
even know what it was called.
Yeah, like I've been looking at different ones, and so I went to trade it, and I've been going to trade it here and there just to really see what they got. So let me tell you my experience at trading. My first ever time going to trade this is about like 2011.
Yeah.
No, I can't say that was three. More like 2000, more like 2000, like 15, 16. Whenever my brother, cause like my older brother, he's like 23 now.
Yeah.
So he had like a PS3.
Mm.
And my brother and my mom had just brought him a PS4. And my brother, he was like, I'm taking it to trade it, so I go get some money for it. They didn't give him no like $50 for it. So that's been like the last time I ever went to trade it. So I went to trade it like a couple months ago just to really see. I ain't had nothing to do. I was leaving from Federal Tech, and I was just like, let's just go see. And I went in there. I found the whole entire Logitech webcam. That what the webcam that I have now, like the original sales price on their website runs you $250.
Yeah.
Guess how much I got for it?
How much?
$10.
Yeah.
I got it. It's a 4K Logitech webcam. It runs you $250,
Wow.
and I got it for $10.
So you could also do
And
steals like that by going dumpster diving.
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all know this, but a lot of fashion designers actually go to thrift stores. I don't know if
yeah.
y'all know this or not.
Yeah.
A lot of fashion designers, if you're not out there, they ain't got no money.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say anybody broke or anything. I'm just saying.
No,
I mean,
no.
that's the real. I mean,
that's how you get different looks, different designs. I mean, look at Meech.
Exactly.
That's how he started.
Yeah.
And I look
exactly.
at it.
So, exactly. He up there now. So definitely don't knock the pawn shop. Don't knock trade it.
Exactly.
Because they could definitely help you out. So like, what else I get from Trade It? I was gonna go to Trade It today, but I wasn't feeling too good today after I left from church, so I just came straight home.
Yeah.
I don't know, Trade It. Me and Trade It, we got like a good relationship now. I could go there, and sometimes they have some stuff, sometimes they won't. And so the camera prices in Trade It are really cheap.
Mm.
So they have a Sony. What is it? The Sony. What's the one that Ant got? Ain't it like the 7? What is it? What's the name of it?
I think
The A7.
A7, yeah.
So that camera is like $3,000.
Yeah.
They got it and traded for like $550.
Hey, don't not. It don't matter where you buy it from. Just get one.
So I'm about to upgrade to the Sony, and then I'm gonna leave the Canon people.
That's tough.
And
That's
I mean,
tough.
I don't know. I mean, I love Canon, but you can't beat that still.
Yeah,
For the Sony A7 for like $550.
I mean, brand loyalty is not that important.
No.
I've just used the Canon since I started, so that's why I've stuck with it. But
I mean, a lot of people use Canon. I don't know who still uses what is it called? What's the one that starts with an L?
I know there's Nikon. Is it
I don't know the
Luminex?
Lumix? Yeah, something like that. I don't know nobody that uses a Nikon to take no professional photos.
Yeah, Nikon's not as high desired.
They're not. What else? Like you said, Luminex. They're not that. They're not all that. So I think Canon and Sony are just about the only other ones.
Yeah, that's the best you're gonna get.
That's the best. That is the best you're gonna get. So for all the people, do not ever. I mean, if you just don't have anything to do, just go to Trade It, or just go to a pawn shop, and you'll find some stuff that you probably been looking for, that you probably been saving up for, and you can find it for cheaper than what you're getting ready to spend.
Exactly.
So also they had a camera flash and traded for like $50. But the reason I didn't get it was because it was a real small one.
Yeah.
I wasn't finna get that. They also have AirPods and traded. I don't know who will want the AirPods out of traded. There's somebody already done used them.
Oh yeah.
They also got Beats and traded. They got MacBooks that are really cheap. I think they got like the MacBook M2. It's like $350.
I'm gonna need a new MacBook myself because I can't edit videos without my computer dying after 5 minutes. I gotta keep it plugged
Oh,
in.
so you got to keep it on the charger. That's how my old MacBook
Yeah.
was. Um, it wasn't the best thing. It was just my brother had brought it. I've been asking for like a new computer. So what my brother did was my brother brought me a MacBook 2 years ago. No, a year ago, and then came my birthday, which is like 7 months apart, and brought me a whole PC.
Dang.
And I was looking at him like, what's the point of you buy? He was like, I was just giving you something so you can kind of just like continue what you was doing. Then he gave me the PC. Then I got a new MacBook.
Yeah.
That I actually ended up winning. I ended up winning the MacBook. It's an M3.
Dang.
I ended up winning it. So then that's kind of that's my travel one. That's my travel laptop. And then my PC, it don't get turned on all the time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely really good. When I first got it, you ought to see me. Like, and the crazy part about it was on my birthday, I had like 3 job interviews that day, right? And my PC, I had just got it. I canceled like 2 of them interviews.
Wow.
And I kept like 1 because it was right there. I was like, it was like in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me just go to that. Let me just go to that one. Because if I cancel now, then. So I showed up, and I was in that interview like 30 minutes. I never got a call back. So this is why I do what I do now. Because, it's kind of hard to. I picked the wrong interview to go to.
Yeah.
Also, y'all, Five Guys, do you know they make $15 an hour?
Dang.
Five Guys make $15 an hour.
Hey, looking for a job out of high school. Hit up Five Guys.
Go to Five Guys. They make $15 an hour. I think that where I live at is about 30 minutes away.
No wonder they're charging so much.
We don't live that far from each other.
Yeah.
So he lives kind of like right down the road for me, but it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but if anybody needs a job, this places that's always hiring.
Oh yeah.
Now, a couple things to do when you graduate out of high school. Most college students, I'm not saying they're broke, but majority of them are. So you can always get you a job during college, or you be like somebody like me that has already kind of got like a job, and then you just kind of keep it going on, and then you make your money like that. That's kind of what I'm end up doing.
Yeah.
And see, like now next year I graduate with my associate's degree in graphic design from Fayetteville Tech.
Nice. So
I walked the stage this year with a certificate. So if you're free that day, you don't need a ticket. You can just come to it.
I bet. Yeah.
If you're free that day, yeah, I'll let you know. If you're free that day, I would love for you to come out.
Yeah.
I'm actually graduated in 2 different programs. I didn't know that. One is in graphic design and one is in information technology. And when I tell you that
you're in
classes,
high school, by the way.
While I'm in high school, by the way.
That's crazy.
It really is, and it's hard, y'all. It's a lot of work. This is why I never get a break because I'm steady doing something. I mean, like I had like 8 classes last semester.
Yeah. Hey, I know the
feeling.
And I wasn't doing 8 at a time, but I was doing 6 at a time online while still doing full-time work.
So where did you go to college at, Wavy?
So I started at Fayetteville Tech. I didn't have good grades out of high school. I didn't care too much in high school. And so I actually took a year and a half off after high school just because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of...
The funny thing about it is Wavy actually played on the football team, if y'all didn't know that.
I did. I was on my freshman and sophomore year on the JV team. So, yeah.
Well, so what happened? Why didn't you ever play varsity?
I'm better off on the sideline behind the lens than I am on the field.
On the field, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I loved it. Like I love playing football. I love watching football, but I'm not an athlete like Connor is. I don't know where he got his athletics from, but it wasn't for me. Although, I mean, I can still hoop. I can still try.
Yeah.
You see me on the court.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it is funny though, cause like as a photographer, you like okay, we could be sitting on one side of the court or one side of the field, and if they keep moving the chain, like it'd be like we was running one night. I think it was the 71st game. It was the worst game that we have ever played at Cape Fear football.
Yep.
That was the worst game, y'all. And at that time, I was there. Instant replay, dude. I ran the instant replay, and I'm not gonna tell the big secret. But Wavy, I think I have already told you what we were getting. Oh, I think I said too much. I think I
Oh
said
yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm not gonna say nothing else.
It sucks being on a team. Like obviously, like I was doing for both teams, but
Yeah.
I was on Cape Fear's sideline most of the whole game, and it just sucks being like around a team while they're losing because they're arguing with each other. They can't stand each other at the moment.
Nope.
Coaches are yelling. They're pushing you out the way. Like
Exactly.
yeah, so
They cussing you out
yeah,
because you out there doing your job, but they're not thinking about it. They're thinking about winning the game.
yeah. I remember not last year, 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago now. Um, I was with the football team at Havelock for their second
Oh,
round
ooh.
game, and
You drove all the way to Half Lot?
well, I rode with Landon Sargent's dad and his
Oh,
mom.
okay.
Yeah, so I got a ride.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I wouldn't have drove all the way to Half Lot
nah,
either.
nah. But so I was on the sideline with him, and I remember I was taking pictures for one of the kids, and he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, did you get my catch and everything?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I got it." And Coach Johnson was standing right in front of us, and he turns around and he's like, "Is that really what you're concerned about right now? We're losing." And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah,
He wasn't talking to
they
me,
get mad.
but yeah,
Oh,
me and Coach Johnson are
he was
cool.
talking to the
Yeah,
player.
he was talking to the
Yeah.
player.
Um, at the moment, we should have won that game.
Yeah,
Against Half Lock.
yeah, it was
But
just
I'll tell you one ride that I didn't make because I know I didn't go with the team that day because I knew how the outcome was going to be, and it's when the JV team went to Laney.
oh yeah,
Laney's a pretty far distance from Cape Fear.
yeah,
Um, Half Lock is too. Like I said, let me tell y'all, we just took that last week. We took that ride to South Central for the basketball team. We were the only team in the playoffs, and I'm telling y'all, we were down by 5 at halftime. We were down by 5 at halftime. We went we went to the locker room and we were like, we can get this. All we gotta do is stop them. Kind of doing what we kind of been doing, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of like we just slipped up, and we probably should have won that game.
oh
And
yeah,
I probably would have been a big major upset
yeah,
for a lot of people.
for
Because
sure.
South Central, they were, pretty good team. Even though they're missing one of their girls, they're missing their main player, their senior,
Mm,
and she got like an inflamed pancreas.
mm.
And I was like, ooh. And she was like, yeah. She was like, I got an inflamed pancreas. I was like, God, Tomati. So she not playing. But I mean, just because we lost don't mean that we were horrible. Keep in mind, we were 28 seed, so we were good.
Yeah,
If you good if you made the playoffs. I don't care what seed you are.
oh yeah,
Unless you just got leapfrogged in there, like Grace Creek. No offense to Grace Creek. I got a lot of people that go to Grace Creek.
yikes.
I know a lot of people that go to Grace Creek.
I'm not saying nothing because I'm not trying to hurt my brand. So
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Jack Brick probably should have made the playoffs over Grace Creek, and I think Grace Creek knows that. But apparently the rule don't exist no more. About the whole rule about the leapfrog
oh
rule
yeah,
about if you win the conference tournament, you don't automatically get in the playoffs.
oh, that's not a rule no more.
When that rule started, yeah, that's a rule now. I mean like you don't get in the playoffs now,
Wow,
even if you win a conference tournament. So that's why everybody
wow,
was upset when Jack Brick didn't make the playoffs because they were like, dang, they won a conference tournament.
dang.
Like you supposed to get in, but
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't
I
know.
checked out after the regular season. I did my little deal of $20 for the regular season, and the last week of the regular season, I had other things I had to do, so I had to check
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But it was always like he was like Wavy be like, well, I'll be back. Well, he had told me at the beginning of the season he was like, he said I might not come to that many games this season right here. I was like, why
Yeah,
not? He was like, just look at the score. I was like, we gonna improve and we
hey,
gonna
hey, whoa,
improve. We gonna
whoa.
improve.
Don't be
No, I'm just
linking the
joking with you.
conversation.
I'm just joking with y'all. No, but wait, no, he
Listen,
was like he just wanted to go to some other different schools.
yeah, I mean, over football season, I kind of grew an alliance with Trinity High School, um, so I kind of wanted to show them some love during basketball season too. But I was only able to get out to one of those games, so most of the time
Yeah,
I was doing K Fear. So I went to a
yeah.
lot of games. I supported.
He went to a lot of games. Yeah, he did. He went to a lot of games. Um, I mean, what he had said at the beginning of the year, I mean,
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna
I don't
happen.
know.
I ain't gonna
Yeah, he
lie.
didn't think it. He was like, "Well, I'm coming to this game. I'm coming to this game. I'm coming to that game." I was like, "Oh, I thought you." Never mind. But I'm not gonna link up the conversation.
Yeah,
But
we'll keep that behind the
you kind of get
scenes.
what I'm saying. Far as like the DJ, like so, I don't know. But if y'all have been, well, majority of people have probably been to a K-Fair game, and we kind of switched things up this year. Um,
Yeah,
so we kind of actually play music through like everything.
yeah,
So we kind of play music through like the inbounds and the timeouts stuff like that. So when the DJ Smalls he had came and I was like, hey, we got something new. And yes, I stole this idea from Methodist. I really did. I tell anybody this. So we went to go watch Samir Britt play Johnson and Wells versus Methodist. And after everything, he was like the announcer. He announced and he'd be playing music all at the same time. And my Coach Graham, he was like, Kaden, he was like, you should do something like that. And so then I tested it out. I brought this little app right here, this little soundboard app, and I downloaded a whole bunch of music up from Apple Music. And I mean, it worked out. But I'm going to tell y'all the most difficult thing was finding music.
yeah,
Um, Finding music, if you're not a DJ, is really hard.
yeah.
It's really hard. So as far as like DJ Smalls, he like helped me out a lot when he did come because he was doing like the pregame music, the timeouts and stuff like that. I was just doing like after a rebound, blow the whistle. I'm kind of like right there with the music cueing that. So I think a DJ takes a lot of stress off of anybody that ever wants to become an announcer because most people that become an announcer, you're the announcer and the DJ.
Yeah.
So I do definitely do. And DJ Smalls came out for free.
Yeah, and he was getting into the games too. I remember.
Oh yeah, that last game right there when they cut Lumberton.
Yep, that last.
They called that
game.
technical
Yep.
foul. Oh yeah. So now that's gonna bring us to the referees.
Oh God, I've got a lot to say about the referees.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll just speak from.
You go first.
From a photographer's perspective. They really, I feel like they do it on purpose, but they give no room to a photographer. Like
they be standing right in your way.
We already don't have that much room, and I'm up against the wall. I've got my knees up, like I'm trying to make myself as small as possible for them.
Hold on, one thing, Wavy. How did you go to the chiropractor?
No, I should, but I don't.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I couldn't sit on that ground. Like I was trying to be like Wavy, and I was trying to sit on the ground and take photos. Man, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Everything was hurting, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, that's one thing. Charles Maudre from Top End Shoot said. He's like, you need to invest in a stool. I was like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually. When I get older. Because all the older photographers, they always got stools and back, chairs that they're sitting in. But
exactly.
Like I ain't gonna lie, I gotta switch sides of how I'm sitting. Like every quarter, because my whole leg will go numb and I won't be able to get back up.
Well, this is the thing with it, right? It's kind of hard to do that because in basketball they don't switch until after halftime.
Yeah.
So if you did switch sides, then you'd be missing everything that's happening on offense.
Yeah.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I don't care who you is, but nobody lens is reaching all the way down on the other side of the court, and you're gonna have some good quality photo.
No, not even having a football lens will you be able to do that for basketball.
Not even like Max Preps. Like the people from Max Preps and Fevels area, they be trying to come out there and act like they're so tough because they got these $10,000, $20,000 lens and cameras and stuff like that. We be like, every time we check about their photos, they charge high prices for them.
Yeah, and they're not even that good, honestly. They're not.
And like,
there's no creativity with them.
No, nothing. It's just whatever they take, they just post it.
Yeah.
So like back to the referees. So continue what you saying about the referees.
Yeah, like I'm trying to make myself as small as possible, so that way I'm not in their way, and we have a little bit of agreement going on, and they don't care. They'll just put themselves right in my way. I've said something to refs multiple times, like I mean I don't remember what I exactly said, but just kind of being like, why are you standing in my way? Like, give me some space. There are certain refs.
And then if you say something, they get mad. They be ready to kick you out of the game.
Exactly. But there are certain refs that they'll be like, hey, I'm not going to get in your way. Don't get in my way. I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
But it's kind of like that. And some referees, they'll look back. And they look back and be like, oh, okay, they kind of scoot over. Yeah. And kind of give you that, that lead to go. But not only referees get in your way. One thing that irritates any photographer is when you recorded a video and people see you down there and then they just want to walk right in front of you,
Yeah.
and then you just be like, and then they walk in front of the camera at the most best part.
Yeah.
Now you ain't got now you ain't got it.
Yeah, and then the players looking at me like, why didn't you get that shot? I don't
I mean,
do it again.
It's no really excuse that we can really tell people about why we didn't get a shot.
Exactly.
It's just the fact that we just didn't get it. So like I got this Michael Jordan poster up here, and it's like 7 shots on Michael Jordan, right? And I don't think no photographer can get this. I don't know where they got this photo from, but this photo had to be from like 1992. And I didn't even know the cameras was that good back in 1992, because they got like, okay, so you know how like people have like different like stops of the photo. So they got one with Michael Jordan dribbling, and then they got one with him going up and dunking.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard that is to get on a high school game? Because it's either you can't be behind the goal, you got to be like in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And then no photographer want to sit in there with the bleachers, because you got little kids.
Yeah.
And little kids want to come up to you and be like, "Ooh, can I grab the camera?"
You know how many times I've had a kid, like, mostly during football season, the kids will be like, the ones that are like doing the ball boy and water boy and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They'll come up and be like, can I try? I'm like, sure. So I'll give it to them for like a couple plays, and I'll be like, all right, I gotta make my money. Come on now.
And then like I was out there at Grade Street with Titus, and this little kid had one over there. He was like, he said, what type of camera you got? And then Titus he was like locked in, so he had earpods in. I mean, it was like hard to talk to Titus. He did that for a reason, and it was funny. Titus was like, man, leave me alone. He was like, move. And the little kid, and he started crying and everything. I was like, dang. I said, you ain't had to do him like that.
Yeah, Titus.
He was like, man, they won't move out the way.
He still learned how to build his brand with kids and stuff.
But it's okay though. It's okay though, because he does great work.
Oh, he does, for sure.
Did you see the flyer that 05 got invited to?
I don't know.
It's like another little photography competition. That's my next question. Have you ever done like a photography competition?
No, I haven't. I've seen a couple of them come up before, but I've never really went out there to even try.
Like, have you ever like been invited to one?
No, I don't think so. But
I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's just if you got time for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd probably
most
win it.
Most people ain't got time for it. You probably would win it. Most likely. I don't know who
being confident or cocky.
Whatever. I don't know who other competition is you going against though.
Well, I would say definitely my biggest competitions has always been with 05 Visionary. And it's not even a competition because, me and him have a lot of love for each other. We help each other out.
Yeah.
Every time that we're at a game together, we're not in each other's way, but we're standing with each other, getting the same shots.
Standing with each other. Exactly.
So,
it is not a bad thing.
I don't think photography or photographers have much competition with each other. I think it's a very relaxed kind of environment. Like, I'm always trying to help people. Like Titus has come up to me and asked me questions and stuff, and I've tried to help him. And now he's doing very well for himself.
I think people that have competition, I can tell you one of our biggest competitions that we do have. It's the Max Preps and Federal Server people. I told you they think they all big and bad because they coming out here with these big lenses, and then when you try to talk to them, they kind of like push you off. And one person, and I mean, I don't really care. It's Carlton.
I was just about to say Carlton Hubbard.
I can't stand Carlton. I'm sorry. I really can't. I can't stand Carlton.
That's the only photographer or photographer business that I would say I don't like. I don't like the way they deal with people.
He kind of overcharges. He kind of like overcharge people.
I just started a beef with Carlton Hubbard. So there it is. I just started a beef with Carlton Hubbard. So there it is.
Oh God, Jesus, man, you ain't here for me because this. You know what? Like, if Carlton sees this, I mean, what he gonna do? He can't cancel us.
No, can't cancel.
I don't know this might just got us canceled though. What you think?
Nah. I think
this ain't gonna cancel.
I think a lot of people would back me on that statement. That don't like.
Well, I know a lot of teachers. I'm not gonna say no names, but I know one teacher. And if I show her this video, she'll definitely know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. She came up to me. I did her son's senior photos. Keep in mind, I had a little T6i. But I had borrowed a lens from somebody, so it wasn't that bad. Like my friend's mom, she's like a scientist, and her mom does like photography too, and her mom had like a $3,000 camera lens. I was like, can I just borrow this for like 2 hours? And she was like, sure. So she let me borrow it, and I did her son's senior photo. She was like, I can't stand Carlton, and I was like, why not? She was like, because Carlton did he did her headshot photos.
Yeah.
And that's been over a year ago. She still ain't got them.
That's crazy.
And it's 2025, and I still asked. I was like, Carlton ever since she was like, no. She was like, I paid $400 for them.
Bro, see,
she paid me $120. She paid me $120. She was really nice with it. Like I didn't even really try to like ask for that much, but she was like, $120 works, and I was like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
And then she paid me like half. Like she was like, well, I'm gonna put this down as a deposit. She was like, so she gave me like half, and then she gave me half at the photo shoot.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I didn't know what was gonna happen was I didn't know I was have to go 2 different locations. It wasn't a problem. But at the other location, it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit. And then I was like, well, since she's kind of like my math teacher, let me. And this is funny. For me doing that, I hope nobody watch this because I hope she don't get fired.
Oh gosh.
But she didn't make me take my final exam.
Bro.
She exempt me from my final exam. I had like 10 absence that semester. She exempt me from it. I'm gonna tell you who it is. After we get off.
Okay.
Yeah, but she exempt me from it. And I remember she was like, well, she said, you ain't got to take it. But she was like, you just got to come and let me know that you're here. And I was like, okay. And then I was supposed to go to her son's graduation party. But it was at 11 o'clock in the morning. And I thought it was at 3.
Oh, dang.
But she said it ends at 3. And I was like, it's like, here it is like 1 o'clock. And she texted me. She was like, hey. She was like, are you still coming? I was like, I thought it won't till 3. And she was like, And it was like 30 minutes away. I said, man, by the time I get there, I'm only going to be there for like a cool hour, 30 minutes. Yeah. And I'm going for free. I said, I love you. But she was like, it's okay. She said, I completely understand. Like, she's so nice and everything about that. But people be doing her wrong. Like, somebody like keyed her car.
At school?
Yeah. Like another teacher.
What?
Like another teacher keyed her car.
That's crazy.
Man, that teacher got fired, by the way.
We won't say no names.
No, we're not gonna say no names, but all we're gonna say is the teacher that keyed her car was part of that Douglas Bird little thing that had happened. Yeah. She was like part of it.
I hear 71st got a little controversy with their teaching staffs right now.
Douglas Bird. Let me say this. I'm gonna say that the Douglas Bird principal got beat up.
When?
I guess like a couple months ago.
Oh my god.
I heard it from like one of their football players. He was trying to break up a fight, and they beat him up. They said they beat him up so bad that they had to call the ambulance for him.
That's crazy.
I said it ain't never been that serious to get a raise.
No.
Ain't never been that serious to get a raise.
Not at school. No.
First of all, if anybody try to put their hands on me, you're done for. and apparently, it was like he had stopped the fight, and then I guess one of the dudes, they got mad because he stopped the fight, and then they kind of pinned him up. You can't hit another student because then he would have got fired.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's when you need a referee to come in place. Let me stop. That's kind of when you need a referee then, because they love to eject people.
Oh yeah.
Out of games. The story, that same night, that Lumberton game, that's when I almost got ejected.
Oh yeah, let's tell that story.
Yeah, referee tried to kick me out the game.
See, it's not just me.
All right, so let me just kind of explain what happened. All right. So, no, we didn't like the referees at all. Nobody liked the referees. They were horrible.
Those were terrible.
They were calling everything, but it wasn't even, it wasn't even right. And so, remember what he called like the second technical foul, and then DJ Smalls, he was like, "What was it for?"
Yeah.
So the referee, he never came to the table and had told me what it was for and who it was on. So I'm like, accident. His partner came up. I was like, I don't want to talk to him. I said, I want to talk to the dude that called it. And so the game had ended, and I'm mad. Like, I can't wait till these referees come out, because I'm gonna give this N-word a piece of my mind, right? So that's what I did. They came back out, and I was like, hey, how you doing? Being respectful at first. But then he kind of like pushed me off when I started talking. So I was like, why didn't you come to the table? And then he was like, and then he wouldn't let me finish. And I was like, ho. He said, no, you hold up. He was like, where your AD at? Where your AD at? He was like, because I'm getting sick and tired of people like you. He kind of like pushed me off a little bit. Man, I wanted to let that dude have it every way, turn him every way but loose that night.
Yeah, those refs.
I had that microphone in my hand. I probably would have been in jail right now, because I probably would have busted him beside his head with that microphone. So he calls Mr. Dent, and Mr. Dent was like, what you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean.
And so Mr. Dent came over. He was like, Mr. Dent didn't like the referees either. And then he didn't like the referees either. Then we got like other people. They were trying to get a locker. They were trying to get in the ref room, and they was like, "No, don't let them in. Yeah. No, don't let them in, and all this, and that."
Well, it wasn't just.
So tell them your point of view.
It wasn't just because they were calling bad calls and kind of ruined the game for K-Fear that night. So I guess the head referee, the white dude, so he I guess they were trying to get into the locker room after the game so they could, chill, change, whatever they're doing. And
kind of do what they do.
So Bobby had to unlock the locker room, janitor Bobby. And
well, shout out to Bobby. We love Bobby.
Oh yeah, that's Big Unc.
Yeah, that's Big Unc right there.
And so he starts blowing his whistle like repeatedly, like, and Bobby's like, "Who's he blowing at?"
Don't say no names. Don't say no names. Don't say who the coaches was. Don't say that.
No. I'll just say the coach was not happy.
Nah.
Of course, with how the game kind of turned out, and was also not happy with the way they were treating Bobby. So I mean, they're basically like treating him like a dog, like whistling at him to come here.
Yeah.
And did it twice. Did it after the boys game too.
Yeah, did it twice too. Yeah. And then the coach he got mad. Like he got mad. Then he had to like kind of like hold him back a little bit, because we thought he was gonna kind of like chase them down.
Yeah, he's a passionate coach.
He really is. We love him.
Oh yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, he is. But that night right there that was probably my first time ever seeing him like so.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, me and the coach were cousins. So
really.
Yes, we're actually.
That's crazy.
So, it was funny kind of seeing him that way.
Yeah.
But he was mad. Like he was mad, and I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like ain't even nothing I could do.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sitting over there, like I'm sitting at the scorer's table, just listening and watching everything happen. And then I see you, and you just looking like.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get
like,
involved because I already don't have a good history with refs. So.
Yeah, you don't have a good history with that.
I'm just trying to stay away.
And then you can't never find the AD when he needs to be found.
Yeah.
Can't never find him. But then it was worse after the boys' game.
Yeah.
Because the other coach, he was also mad. With the referees too, but he had a little bit more decorum. He had a little bit more like, he kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But that game kind of actually hurt them from not going to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they should have won that game too. So that's one thing about referees. Now we're gonna move on to this topic that I don't know if you've seen this yet. But matter of fact. We're going to be right back. I'm going to pull this video up so I can show y'all. And as y'all just seen, that's the whole entire seven. That's the whole entire 71st and Lumberton fight clip. Um, Apparently nobody got suspended, right? But the dude, the announcer, he always cheats, right? So let me kind of explain to y'all while I say that. Um, how do you judge your own players, your own throwers? You kind of get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so his throwers, he judges them, and then judges our team, and then judges whoever's out, who else is out there.
Hmm.
How you do that?
Yeah. You got to have a little bias too. You can't just turn
How
that
you
off.
how you so how do you kind of like judge both of them? So that's why we say he be cheating a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so that was something. So it's been a lot of fights at a lot of schools. So we had that fight, then we had a Douglas Bird fight. I mean, there's been some fights at Westover and some fights at First.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of fighting everywhere, man. I'm telling you. Um, but as a photographer, what would you do if you just somehow got in the middle of that?
I don't know what I would do. I guess it depends on the situation. Like, like if it was a situation where, like at Cape Fear, like when my brother was going there, like if he was involved in like a fight, I feel like I probably would get involved or at least try to like, you know, hold him back or whatever. But nah, I mean, I'm an adult. If it's with kids, it's different. But like if it's with like fans, like parents, and they try to get crazy. But I mean, nobody's ever tried to get me involved in anything like that. So I mean, I'm just holding out, hoping that it doesn't happen. I was, I don't know, maybe I've never really seen many fights other than so like I would go to a couple of semi-pro league basketball games during the summer, and there was one that was actually at a church. I'm not gonna say the church because I'm not gonna put them on blast that things are happening there. But so it was, the players were getting heated a little bit, and they just kept talking the whole time at each other. And these are adults, like they're my age, like 25, 26. And so, and this school, or not school, this team is from, I think they were from Wake Forest area. And so they came to Fayetteville to play. And so after the game, I'm about to walk out to my car to go home, and everybody's standing in the lobby. I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, somebody's waving a gun out there. I was like, oh my god,
Oh my God, bro, I
at
you
a
know what?
church.
I don't even know what I would do.
So I just stayed
Waving a
inside.
gun outside.
I stayed inside until they said that I guess he had left, and I was like, all right, I'm booking it to my car.
Hey, is that what you did? Did you book it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ain't
I
got
don't know
time.
what I would do.
I listen. This is photography as a side job. I'm
I ain't
not
got time to
dying
be
for
getting
this.
shot. Yeah, it ain't never been that important. I mean, it has been that important, but it ain't never been that.
Yeah,
It's never been dying over.
no. But that was the
That's
only
something maybe like
situation
a
I think
real
I've
job.
been in where there's like a fight going on. I don't think there's been many
What
fights at games I've been to.
one thing I can tell you is like I would never want to be um, what you call them, the people that drive the boat? What do you call
Captain?
it? Be a captain. I would never
Oh
want to ever be a captain
yeah,
because it's like you know how you have to be like the last person off the boat.
yeah,
And I don't know none of y'all. I'm not dying for y'all. I'm not dying for none of y'all, man.
yeah,
Like I'm scared to get on a plane.
yeah. I've never been on a plane before.
So are you gonna be getting on the plane when you start the new job?
I guess I'm gonna have to, but at least I won't have to pay for it. That might make me feel a little bit better.
Ah, that might make you feel a little bit better. I don't know. The flights that you don't have to pay for being the flights that
That's true. That's true. They get you on.
get a little.
Yeah,
You could just drive your Bronco up there because you just got it. You just got a new motor in there. So
that is true. I did get a new engine, and this new job is actually gonna give me a company car, so I might have two
oh,
vehicles.
so you can have a company car. You gonna be driving that company car to death. I just know.
Yeah.
I just know you're gonna show up. You're gonna show up everywhere and be like, "Is you getting off of work?" Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Or be like, "No, I just didn't feel like driving the other car.
Yeah.
This car had like gas in it, and I just took the keys and cranked it up." But
Exactly.
most jobs they be having like, um, they know if you driving a car.
Well, this job allows you to use it for personal use.
Oh, they will.
and then they you know give you money back for your mileage and stuff. From what I've
Oh,
heard,
okay. Shoot.
anyways. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We have to see about that one. Well, I don't know. I think this has been a successful first episode.
Oh yeah.
What you think? What you think? Well, this is gonna wrap up season 2, episode 1 of In the Huddle with KdogEditz. I do want to personally thank Christian for coming and joining me on episode 1 and
Absolutely.
being my first guest. Also, y'all, please stay out for Brother Talk. Like I said, he will be my co-host. Y'all will see the post. Y'all see the post on my Instagram real soon about when the first episode will air. So y'all stay tuned for that, and make sure that you always subscribe, like, and make sure you share this on all platforms so we can get out there. Other than that, this is your boy KdogEditz signing off.